Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will start from customer transactions, customer recurring invoices. Right. Now, if you are frequently invoicing for your customers, you can use this recurring invoices option. Now, for an example, if you are providing consultancy services, or for an example, we will take you are providing accounting services for your clients. In that case, you will charge them from each month. Okay. In that case, you can schedule your invoices. If you want, you can schedule your invoices weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Then after you schedule your invoices, system will generate those invoices and email to your clients. So then there's no any manual work. If you schedule any invoices, system will automatically generate those invoices and send to your clients. Right, now we will discuss how to create recurring invoices. Go to customers, transactions, select customer recurring invoices. After that, click add recurring invoice. Under document details, you can select your client. Recurring invoice number will generate from the system, and you can select sales rep. If you want, you can enter any reference number. Now, if you have signed an agreement with your clients, you can enter that agreement numbers. And if you are providing any discount, you can enter discount. And from here, layouts, you can select the layout. Next, recurring invoice setup. From here, you can select the recurring invoice start date. Okay, now recurring invoices, you can create only future dates. Therefore, when you are selecting the date, you should select the future date. Next, frequency. From here, you can select the invoice frequency. You can select every day, every week, every second week, every month, every second month, every third month, every 6 months, and every year. Now, if you are invoicing for your clients every day, you can select every day, or every month, or every 3 months. Like that, you can select the frequency. And if you want to add any end date, you can select from here. Or if you don't enter any end date, it will continue. Next, due date. If you are giving credit period, you can enter that credit period. And from create invoice option, you can select as draft or automatically. If you select automatically, system will create the invoice and send to your clients. And if you select as draft, system will create, and you can check and you can process that invoice. Next, email. Now from here, client system will send clients this email address, and if you want to send any CC address, you can tick this option, include CC, and you can enter that email address. Next, you can select that items. You can enter the rate. And if you want to add any notes to here, you can add for that line item, and under message box also you can add notes. After that, you can select, if you want to select any analysis code, and you can save this invoice. Now when you enter start date, it should be a future date, right? After you enter that recurring invoice, you can view the recurring invoices list or recurring invoice grid. From here, you can view customer name, recurring invoice number, date, last run, next run. Those details you can view from here. And you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid button. And you can add required columns by ticking that column name. And if you want to remove any column, you can untick that column. Right. Now, after you create that recurring invoices, you can view customer name, recurring invoice number, date. Then you can view the last run. Now, first invoice we have created now, that therefore there's no run for that invoice. Therefore, it will display as not run. But other invoices, you can view that last run. Okay, these days now second invoice, system has generated invoice on January 8, 2021. Okay. And also you can view the next run, next invoice process date, and you can view the end date. If you set an end date, you can view the end date, and if you haven't set any end date, it will display as no end date. So you can view next run, and you can sort these grid by clicking these headings. You can sort ascending or descending order. And you can view the frequency of that invoice. And you can view that create invoice, whether it's automatically or as draft. You can view sales reps, and from actions you can edit or delete this recurring invoice. Next, you can filter invoices. You can sort multi-column sorting. You can search by enter any search name here. Next, you can view some inactivated buttons here. If you tick any invoice, recurring invoice, those buttons will activate. And if you want to delete any invoice, you can tick this any invoice and you can delete. And if you want to mark as active or inactive, By ticking here, you can active or inactive those invoices. If it is active, system will send invoices to your clients. Next, change the frequency. If you want to select more than one invoice frequency, you can change from here. Change end date. You can select from here. Next, change the create invoice method. You can change as draft or automatically. And you can change the report layout. And also you can view some invoices as draft, and you can clicking view draft invoices tab, you can view draft invoices. And if you want, you can edit or you can create the invoice. Okay, and if you tick those invoices, draft invoices, you can process an email. If you want to select invoices, if you want to proceed that invoices, you can tick those invoices, recurring invoices, and you can click this process and email. Because now these draft invoices is where you have created as draft when you are creating these recurring invoices. You have created as draft, therefore those invoices not yet processed. If you want to process that invoices, you can go to view draft invoices and select invoices and click process an email. Then those invoices also will process. Right. Now you can create recurring invoices, and you can set frequency of that invoices. Okay, please enter a few recurring invoices. Okay. In addition to that, if you want, enter user-defined fields from here by clicking these options. Okay, like that, you can enter these recurring invoices. And when you are entering customer quotations, customer sales orders, customer tax invoices, and customer recurring invoices, you can select your inventory items, account, time, and bundle. These are common for all those 4 transactions. You can select time item. If you select items, you can select your inventory items. And if you select account, you can select your GL account. Now, for an example, if you want to enter that income directly to your account, GL account, you can select your GL account and you can invoice. And if you select time, you can invoice time for your customers. And if you select bundle, you can select bundle items from here. Right. Next, we will move to customer credit notes. Now, you will invoice to your customers, and sometimes those customers may return their goods back to you. In that case, you can enter customer credit notes in the system. Right. When you enter credit notes, inventory will debit and customer trade receivable will credit. Okay, inventory debit and trade receivable credit, and also your sales and cost of sales also will reverse. Right, you can enter customer credit notes from customers, transactions, customer credit notes. After that, click add credit note. You can select the customer, and from here you can select invoices your customer is going to return, and you can enter quantity and price. And system will calculate that totals. After that, you can print or email that credit note. Okay, I'll repeat it again. You can enter credit notes from customers, transactions, customer credit notes, click add credit note, select the customer, select items, enter quantity, and price will display here, and you can print or email this credit note. Right, now you can practice how to enter customer credit note. Okay, you can enter credit note like that, and also there are few additional method also you can enter credit note. Now you can go to customer invoice list, and from here you can select which invoice customer will return. Now for an example, if your customer return this invoice, you can click these actions, and you can select create credit note. Okay, then you don't want to enter that details, system will automatically pop up those details like customer, invoice number, items, quantities and amounts. Then you can process this credit note. And also if now here customer has initially we have invoice for numbers. Now if customer is return only one, you can change this quantity. Okay, initially it was 4, and if customer returns only one quantity, you can change that quantity. Returning quantity you can enter here, and you can process this customer credit note. Furthermore, you can enter credit notes from customers transactions, customer credit note. Click add credit note, select the customer, and from here, from invoice, you can select which invoice customer will return. Then system will fill other those invoice details, and from here also you can, if you want, you can change the quantity or price, and you can process the credit note. And if you want to add more items, you can select from here, and you can enter that credit note. Okay, there are 3 methods. First, you can go to customers transactions, customer credit notes. Click add credit note, select the customer, and you can enter items, returning items, or you can select this from invoice, that returning invoice, and you can process this credit note. Third method is go to customer tax invoices, select returning invoice, and click these actions, select create credit notes. If you select that method, you don't want to enter details for this credit note, and if you want to change quantity, you can change, and price also, if you want, you can change, and you can process this credit note. After you enter credit notes, you can view the credit note list, and from here you can view customer name, document number, customer reference, date, total tax, total, printed, and actions columns, and you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid button. And if you want, you can tick these columns, and then it will display in the grid. And if you want to remove any column, you can untick this column, and you can sort these customer credit note grid by clicking these headings. You can sort ascending or descending order. And you can search credit notes. You can filter credit notes. and you can sort by multi-column. And from these actions, you can preview, print, email, or edit credit notes. And if you want to re-invoice, say, that credit note, you can select re-invoice. And if you want to copy this invoice credit note, you can copy credit note, or you can view that credit note history. And from here, you can view that two inactivated buttons available. If you tick this any credit note, those buttons will activate. And if you want to print or email more than one credit note, you can select those credit notes and you can email or print those credit notes. And from here, you can view how many credit notes you have entered to the system. Okay, and from these options, you can view credit note history and show user-defined fields. And you can attach documents. You can add document notes. And if you want to re-invoice this credit note, and if you want, you can copy this credit note. Right now, you can practice this credit note grid, and you can customize this grid. Okay. Next, we will move to allocate receipt. Now, this allocate receipt we will use for now when you are invoice and enter receipt, you can allocate your receipt to invoices. But sometimes you may pay advances, or your customers may pay advances to you. In that case, before enter the customer invoice, you will enter the receipt. And later, after enter the receipt, you will enter the invoice. But when you are entering the customer receipt, you cannot allocate that customer invoice. And if you haven't allocate your customer receipts to your invoices, when you are generating your uh, customer balances days outstanding report, you can see that some customers has minus balance and plus balances. That is, this RCP is receipts and IUNV is invoices. If you haven't allocated your receipt to invoices, those transactions will display separately. Okay, then when you are generating your outstanding balance, outstanding report, uh, it will be a very lengthy report. Now, if you have allocated your customer receipts to invoices, those transactions allocated, those fully settled transaction will not display. Therefore, to generate accurate report, it's better to allocate your receipts to your customers. Now, for an example, this CLM1 customer, that customer has receipt on 13th May 230, and 14th May it has an invoice 230. Now these transactions will display because we haven't allocated that receipt to customer invoices. Therefore, it will display here. And if we allocate this, actually this customer doesn't have any balance, balance is 0. And if we have allocated that receipt to invoices, this customer will not display in the outstanding report. Okay, therefore it's better to allocate your receipts to outstanding invoices. Now you can allocate your outstanding invoices from customers, transactions, allocate receipts, and from here you can select the customer. After you select the customer, refresh. Then system will display outstanding invoices and unallocated receipts and credit notes. I'll take a different customer. I'll select this customer. This customer currently inactivated. First I'll activate that customer. We go to customers, transactions, allocate receipts. Now that customer will display. Right. After that, select the customer, refresh. Now you can see that left side invoice available, right side unallocated receipt available. Now if you want to allocate these receipts to invoice, you can drag and drop this receipt to invoice. Okay, I'll repeat it again. If you want to allocate this receipt to invoice, you can drag and drop to this invoice. Now when you are selecting, it will red color icon, and if you move to invoice, it will change, that color will change to green. Next, the due amount will 0. Now here due amount is 230. Here also unused amount is 230, and you can drag and drop. Then due amount is 0. Then you don't have unallocated items, unallocated receipt here, and you can save. Like that, if you want, you can allocate your unallocated receipts to invoices. Okay, now you can allocate your receipts to invoices. Okay, you can allocate your unallocated receipt to invoices like this. And also now sometimes you may have credit notes, and if you want to allocate your credit notes, you can allocate credit notes also to your invoices, right? Next, there are few options, display options. Now first one, show outstanding only. If you tick this option, system will display only outstanding invoices only. Now you can see here all the invoices has due amount. Therefore, that those are outstanding invoices. And if you untick this option and refresh, system will display all invoices, all settled invoices also system will display. You can see now some invoices has zero due amount, that is those invoices are fully settled. And if you untick this option, or if you tick this option, system will display only outstanding invoices. Next, display, there are three display options. First one, all invoices. If you select this option, system will display all outstanding invoices. Second option, invoices between. If you select this option, this date fields will activate. You can select the date range and refresh. Then system will display only this range outstanding invoices only. Right. Next, specific invoice number. If you select this option, this number will activate. This box will activate, and here you can enter invoice number. If you want to allocate any specific invoice number, you can select specific invoice number and enter that invoice number here and refresh. Then system will display only that invoice. And you can select date range or a specific number and you can settle your invoices. Like this, you can drag and drop. And by mistake, if you settle or if you allocate any incorrect receipt to an invoice, you can again drag and drop to right side, then you can unallocate that receipts. Okay, by mistake, if you have allocated to incorrect invoice, you can again drag and drop to right side that receipt, then and you can allocate to correct invoice. And also if you have previously allocated any incorrect invoices, you can click this untick this option and refresh. Then you can view that all allocated invoices. By clicking this plus mark, you can view which receipt you have allocated to this invoice. By clicking this plus mark, you can allocate what are the receipts you have allocated to this invoice, and again you can drag and drop to right side. If you want to change that allocate receipt, you can drag and drop to right side, and you can allocate correct receipt. Okay, if you take this, or if you untick this option, show outstanding only option, you can view all invoices, all settled invoices, and from display you can view all invoices, invoices between, and you can enter date range and you can display specific invoice number. Right. Now assume in practical situation you have several outstanding invoices, but customer will pay from one receipt or one check for all outstanding invoices, or few of them the customer will pay to you. Now, for an example, you have here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 322 invoices. Now, customer will pay one receipt for you. In that case, you can drag and drop that receipt to here. Then you can see that due amount will reduce to 0. Here also, unused receipt amount will reduce to reduced by 322. Like that, you can drag and drop for all that outstanding invoices. And here also unused amount will reduce. Like that, if you want, you can allocate one receipt for more than one invoice. Next, sometimes your customers may pay you one receipt, and customer will mention from one invoice reduce this amount, and another invoice this amount. For an example, you have this outstanding invoice. Assume your customer has 3 invoices. One is 45,000, or we will take the previous example. Now here customer has 307 invoices from this 322. Now customer will pay 2,100, and he will ask to settle 300 for all 7 invoices. Okay, customer will pay 2,100 and ask to settle for these invoices, 300 for each invoice. In that case, you can use this split unallocated item amount, and you can settle. Now here, assume a customer has to pay 300 for 5 invoices. We have 1,500 receipt. Okay, we can drag and drop to that invoice. Then system will open this window and enter. It will say please enter value. Now here we want to allocate 300 for this invoice. Now due amount is 22, and this receipt amount unused value will change to 1,200. Again, we can drag and drop into 300. It will allocate 300, and balance is due amount is 22. Here also amount has reduced to 900. Like that, if you want to split your receipts, you can use you can take this split unallocated item amount, and you can allocate required amount. Okay, if you want to partially allocate any receipt, you can use this. Or if you want to split your receipt, you can take this split unallocated item amount, and you can enter that amount you are going to allocate. Okay, after you enter those details, or after you allocate, you can save this receipt allocation. Okay, now you can practice this receipt allocation. This split, and please practice this show outstanding only, and display options, and split unallocated item amount option. And if you want to deallocate any receipt by clicking this plus mark, then it will display that invoice and allocated receipt. You can drag and drop to right side. Okay, you can use this allocate receipt option if you have any unallocated receipt, and you can allocate for outstanding invoices. Right, next we will move to customer adjustment. Now, in practical situations, sometimes due to audit or sometimes any user mistakes, you want to adjust your customer balances. In that case, you can use this option, customer adjustments, and from this customer adjustments, you can increase or decrease your customer balances. Right. We will enter a few customer adjustments. Go to customers, transactions, customer adjustments, and click add customer adjustment. From here, you can select the customer. And after you select the customer, you can view the customer balance. And from this effect drop down menu, you can increase or decrease your customer balance. You can increase or decrease your customer balance. And if you select decrease, system will display that customers outstanding invoices. Then if you want to allocate to any invoice, you can allocate from here. After that, you can select if taxes available, you can select the tax. And from here, by affecting account, you can select which account you are going to allocate this customer adjustment. Now, for an example, you have incorrectly entered to any advertising or transport account to any invoice you have entered. In that case, you can select that advertising account, and you can enter that customer adjustment. Okay. After that, here you can enter the reference number and amount. If taxes available, system will calculate the tax amount, and system will calculate the total amount. And from this amount, if you have select decrease, customer balance will decrease by 1080. And if you select increase, then customer balance will increase by 1080. Okay, then this account will credit. Trade receivables will debit by 1080, and advertising expenses will credit by 1080. And if you want to add any description, you can enter here, and comments you can enter, and you can select the transaction date. And if you want to allocate to any analysis code, you can select analysis code from here, and you can process this customer adjustment. Okay, and when you are select that customer adjustment, you can view two tabs, add customer adjustment and quick integrate. And if you select quick integrate, you can enter more than one customer adjustment at once. Now in previous one, now if you select add customer adjustment, you can enter only one customer adjustment. But if you have selected customer adjustment quick integrate, from here you can add more than one customer adjustment. You can select the date, you can select effect, select customer, the reference and description, enter amount. And if you want, you can add taxes, and you can select affecting account. And from here, you can select your analysis codes. Like that, you can add any number of customer adjustments here. And if you want to import, you can import by clicking this import button, and you can download that CSV format, and you can fill that. You can fill this CSV file, and you can upload to the system. Okay, now you can enter customer adjustment. You can go to customers, transactions, customer adjustment. Okay, okay, you can enter that customer adjustments, and after that you can take a short break. We will start by 4:35. Okay, you can enter customer adjustments from customers, transactions, and customer adjustments. If you select add customer adjustment, you can enter one customer adjustment. And if you click or if you select quick entry grid, you can enter more than one customer adjustment at once. And also for these customer adjustments also, you can select analysis codes. And if you select customer adjustment quick entry grid, you can import those customer adjustments. After you enter customer adjustments, you can view that list of customer adjustments. From here, you can view customer name, customer adjustment number, reference number, date, total, affected account. And if you want, you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid button. And you can filter, and you can sort by multi-column, and you can search any customer adjustments. And from actions, you can edit or delete these customer adjustments. And you can view number of customer adjustments you have entered. Right, next, bad debt release and bad debt recovered. Actually, currently this feature is not available in Sri Lanka. If you want, you can add bad debt relief from here. Right, next, we will move to customer reports. Right, from this report, or first one, customer statement run. From customer statement run, we can email customer statements to our customers. Now, when you are creating customers, if you have entered any email address, we can email customer statements to those customers. And here we can select customers, or if you haven't selected any customer, you can send customer statements to all customers. And from active, you can select active, inactive, or both customers. From category, you can select category. If you want to select only one category, you can select category. And from statement options, you can select date range. You can select monthly, quarterly, yearly, custom date, all. And you can generate this report. Okay? Or you can directly email that customer statements to your customers. From here, if you want to get a CC email, you can enter that CC email. And from here, you can set your email message body. Click next. Then system will send that customer statements to your customers. From here, you can see on customer statements will be emailed and sent email. Next, finish. Then you can send your customer statements to your customers. And furthermore, there are a few options. There are statement option. The first one, show balance brought forward. And if you want to display your that customers balance brought forward amount, now currently we are generating for this period. If you want to display customer balance brought forward amount as at 1st August 2021, you can tick this option. And if you want to exclude fully allocated invoices, you can tick here. And if you want to show details, now if you want to display invoice lines, you can tick this option. We will generate one. We will preview this statement. We will enter one invoice. Okay, now you can see that invoice line item also will display here. You will add another line for this invoice. Okay, we will go to that statement run here. Now, first one, show opening balance brought forward. If you take this option, system will display brought forward value. And if you untick these options, system will display only unpaid transactions only. And if you tick this show details, system will display invoice lines. Now here, that same invoice number, system will display that invoice lines. Next, use foreign currency. If you have any foreign customers, system will display this statement in customers currency. Next, there are other options. Exclude customers where balances are 0. Now, if you want to send customers with balances, if you tick this option, exclude 0 customer balances, system will send statement only for customers with balance. Next, if you want to exclude negative customer balances. Now, if some customer has overpaid or if they have paid advances, those customers are customers with a negative balance. So system will not send statement for those customers. Next, less than. Now, if you tick this option, now you can see if you tick this option, other to 0 and negative tick boxes will inactivated. And if you tick this less than, and if you enter any amount here, system will not send customer balances less than 2,500. Okay, if you tick this option less than, and if you enter any value here, system will not send customer statements less than this amount customers. And for these options, you can select all customers. For demo purposes, I select only this customer. And if you want to send for all customers, and if this criteria are met, system will send customer statements for those customers. Okay, like that, you can send customer statements for your customers. Now you can practice that customer statements. By this feature, customer statement run, you can send customer statements to your customers. And if you want to send customer statements via email, you should enter customer email address when you are creating the customer. Okay, next we will move to next report. The next one, list of customers. From here, you can view your customer list. You can view customer name, category, whether that customer is active or inactive customer, contact name, telephone numbers, and customer balance. And from report filters, you can select customers, whether it's active customers or inactive customers, and you can select customer categories. From report options, you can select style as summary or detail. If you select detail, system will display customer contact details also. Delivery address, postal address, and contact details will filled by the system. And if you select or if you tick use show user defined fields, system will display user defined fields. Okay, next we will move to sales by customer report. Now from this report, you can view the customer sales. From report filters, you can select customers or active customers or customer categories. From report options, you can select date range. And if you want to include credit notes, you can tick this option, include credit note. Then system will add credit notes, and you can generate this report as summary report or detailed report. First, we will select summary report. You can view customer name, transaction date, transaction number, quantity, and amount. And you can view the total for this customer. And you can view grand total for customer sales. And if you select detail, you can view each transaction line-wise transaction. Okay, now here you can view this invoice line item also. You can view if you select detail. And this report also you can export to PDF, CSV, Excel, or text or image files. And also you can print or email. Right. We will go to next report, sales by sales rep. If you select sales by sales rep report, you can view sales rep by sales report. You can select sales reps, active or inactive sales reps, and sales type. You can select all item, accounts, or time. And from report options, you can select date range. From style, you can select summary or detail. And if you want to include credit notes, you can take this option and you can view the report. From here, system will display all sales rep sales report as a summary. Okay. From here, you can view sales rep name, quantity, cost, selling price, gross profit amount, and gross profit percentage. And when you are generating that report, there's another option. Use last cost. If you take this use last cost, when you are calculate when gross profit calculate, it will calculate the gross profit from the last cost. Now, if you go to list of items, there are two costing methods. You can see average cost and last cost. And if you tick use last cost, when you are calculating this gross profit, system will consider the last cost for calculating gross profit. If you untick this option, system will use average cost for calculate gross profit. Okay, there are two costs, average cost and last cost. If you tick this option, system will use last cost, and if you untick this option, system will use average cost for calculate gross profit. And from here you can view sales rep name, quantity, total cost, total selling, gross profit, and gross profit percentage. You can view detailed report also. Then system will display each line item also. Now previously, system will display each transaction. Previous report, it will display one line for one sales rep. Now if you select details, system will display transaction wise sales report. Okay, now you can generate these reports, list of customers, sales by customer, and sales by sales rep report. Okay, next we will move to customer balances days outstanding report. Now from this report, you can generate customer outstanding. Run at date, you can select any date, then system will generate customer outstanding as at this date. Then you can select customers. If you don't select any customer, system will display all customers outstanding. And from here, category, you can, if you want to select any particular category, you can select, or if you don't select any category, system will display all customer categories. Next, status. From here, you can select active, inactive, or both customers, and you can generate the report. From here, you can view customer name and customer outstanding. From here, you can view age analysis, total due, current period, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and 120 plus days. And there are a few options. First one, style. If you select summary, system will display one line for one customer. And if you select detail, system will display customer transaction wise report. Okay, here customer will display outstanding report as transaction wise. And also, if you haven't allocated your receipts to invoices, system will display that receipt as a minus value and invoice as a plus value. And you can view each customer total. Next, exclude. If you have any customers with zero balances, if you tick this option, system will not display that customers. Okay, now this customer CLM1 has a zero balance. It has receipt and invoice, but we haven't allocated that customer. We'll tick this exclude customer with zero balances. And we will check that customer. Okay, now CLM1 customer is not available. And if you untick this option again and refresh and search for that customer, now that customer is available. Like that, if you want to exclude zero balances customers, you can tick this option. Next, use foreign currency. If you tick this option, system will display customers outstanding in customers currency. Now here you can see foreign customers transactions will display in customers currency. And one important thing, if you tick this use foreign currency option, you cannot view grand total of this customer outstanding report. And if you untick this option, you can view the grand total. Now here you cannot view grand total. If you untick this option and refresh, you can view the grand total. Yeah, you can view the grand total because system cannot calculate total in different currencies. Therefore, if you untick this use foreign currency, you can view the grand total. Okay, now you can practice this customer outstanding report. Okay, next report is customer statement. This report is similar to customer statement run report, and same options also available, and you can use this for only print purposes. For if you want to send a customer statement to your customers, please select that customer statement run option. If you want to print, you can print from this option. And also same way, you can view customer transactions, brought forward value, and you can view that total due, and current 30 days, 6 days, 90 days outstanding. And I think you can remember when you are setting company settings, under statement messages, you have set that messages, if customer balance is current period, you can enter message, and 30 days, 6 days, like that. Now in this customer outstanding is more than 120 plus days, therefore this message will display here. Okay, we have set customer statement messages here based on their customer outstanding. So now this customer outstanding is more than 120 plus days, therefore this message will display here. Right, next report, customer transactions. From here you can view customers transaction. You can select date range, customer or customer category. You can select active, inactive, or all customers. And from transaction type, you can select transactions, credit note, customer adjustment, customer opening balance, customer receipt, customer write-off, and tax invoice. Or if you don't select any transaction type, system will display all transactions. And here also, if you want to view customer transactions in customer's currency, you can tick this use foreign currency tick box. And by clicking view report, you can generate the report. Then system will display opening balance as at this date and transaction for this period, and closing balance and movement for the period. And if you want to view the grand total, you can untick this use foreign currency. Okay, now you can practice this customer statement and customer transactions report. Okay, next we will move to customer quotes report. From customer quotes report, you can view customer quotation reports. From here, date range, you can select date range, and you can select customers or customer categories, or you can select active, inactive for both customers, and you can view the report. You can view quotation date, quotation expiry date, quotation number, customer reference, customer name, exclusive amount, tax amount, and total amount, and sales rep, and transaction status. And there are two another options, the document status. From here, you can view accepted, declined, pending, expired, and invoices quotations. Invoice quotations. If you select invoice, system will display only invoice quotations. And if you select all, system will display all accepted, declined, pending, expired, and invoice quotations. From here, you can view the status of that quotation. Next, if you take this use foreign currency, system will display quotations in customer's currency. If you untick this option, system will display home currency. And you can view the grand total. And also by clicking this quotation, you can view the source document, so that you can view the quotation. Next report is customer quotes by customer. Now from here also you can select customers, customer category, active customers or inactive customers, and from report options you can select date range, and you can view the report. Here you can view customer name, quotation, date, quotation number, status, quantity, and amount. Now the difference between those two reports is first report, quotation, customer quotes report, display list of quotations, and this report is customer quotes by customer. This will group the quotations by customer name. Okay, now here also you can view this accounting software customer has 4 quotations like that. This will group quotations by customer, but previous report it will display a list of quotations. And from this report also you can view quotations in customer's currency, and you can view summary or detailed report. If you select detailed report, system will display that quotations item line also. And from status you can select accepted, declined, pending, expired, and invoice quotations, or you can view all quotations. Here you can view that quotation line items. And if you want to use foreign currency, you can view the grand total. This report also you can export to PDF, Excel, or you can print or email. Right now you can practice this quotations report. Okay, next we will move to sales orders report. First report is customer sales orders. Here also you can select date range, and you can select customers, customer categories, active, inactive, or both customers, and you can view the report. You can view sales order dates, delivery date, sales order number, customer reference, customer name, exclusive amount, tax amount, total amount, sales rep, and status. And from here, document status, you can select pending, invoiced, or all status. And if you tick this use foreign currency tick box, you can view transaction in customer's currency. And this by clicking these sales orders, you can view the sales order. Right, next we will move to customer sales orders by customer. This report also you can select date range, customer, customer category, and you can view the report. And from here, sales orders get grouped by customer name. Previous report, it's a list of sales orders, but second report, that sales orders grouped by customer name. And also from these options, you can select active, inactive customers. And from style, you can select detailed or summary. If you select detail, system will display each sales orders line item also. And from document status, you can select pending, invoiced, or all sales orders. And if you tick use foreign currency, system will display transactions in customer's currency. If you untick this option, you can view all transactions in local currency. Right, and this report also you can export to PDF, Excel, and CSV, or print or email. Right, now you can practice this sales orders report. Okay, next we will move to customer invoice report. From here, you can generate your customer invoices report. First, from date range, you can select the date range, and you can select customers, customer categories, and you can select active, inactive, or both customers. And you can view the report. You can view invoice date, invoice number, customer reference, customer name, sales rep, due date for this invoice, and anticipated payment date, exclusive amount, tax amount, total selling price, and total outstanding for this invoice. Now, if customer is promised to pay for this invoice in a particular day, you can enter as a anticipated payment date, and you can generate that. You can include that anticipated payment date in this report. And if your customer has paid partially, you can view that total selling price or total invoice value and outstanding. Now for this customer has paid 100 rupees, therefore total outstanding is only 20 cents 65. And if you want, you can include credit notes. And if you take this option, use foreign currency, report will display in customer's currency. And if you want to view in local currency or home currency, you can untick this option. And you can see some credit note also include here in minus values. And if you view this report in local currency, you can view the grand total. Right, now you can generate this customer invoices report. And in this invoice list also, if you pick any invoice, you can view the that invoice. Okay, next we will move to customer unallocated receipt report. Now from this report, you can view what are the unallocated receipts. You can select the date range, and you can select customers and customer category. From here, you can select active or inactive customers. From here, you can view customer and what are the unallocated receipt date, receipt number, receipt reference, description, receipt amount, and unallocated amount. And there are a few options. include, if you want to include credit notes and customer adjustments, you can include that credit notes and customer adjustments by ticking this include option. And if you tick this use foreign currency, system will display transactions in customers currency. And if you untick, you can view in home currency. And you can view the grand total for unallocated receipts. Here also, by clicking these links, you can view the transaction. Right now, you can practice this customer unallocated receipt report. If you want to allocate your unallocated receipt to invoices, you can use this report. Okay, we will move to next report, final report, customer communication report. From this report, you can view what are the emails you have sent to your customers. You can select customers, customer category, and from here you can select the date range and you can view the report. And from this report, you can view that email send date, email sent from, sent to customer, recipient email address, transaction type, and document number and description you can view. Here also you can view by clicking this link, you can view the document. Right, like that you can generate customer reports. Now we have completed 7 sessions. Next session we will start from customer special and time tracking and data module. If you have any questions, please ask before or after the session, and please practice all transactions. Then you can get proper knowledge, and please go through that user manuals also. You can get better idea about the system and how to implement, how to enter, how to create master files, how to create or how to enter transactions, and how to generate reports. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. Stay safe.